Under the bruised sky of a fading October evening, our spirits soared on the wings of victory and teenage recklessness. The air was crisp, charged with the adrenaline of the high school football game we just won, and laced with the sweet scent of autumn decay. As the crowd dispersed, my friends and I, buoyed by the euphoria of youth and the thrill of our team's triumph, decided to extend the night's revelry beyond the bleachers and into the domain of the untamed. JJ, with his ever-present grin and a bottle of pilfered whiskey, was the de facto leader of our little band of merrymakers. He proposed a toast to our victory in the woods just beyond the school's reach, where the shadows played tricks and the world belonged to those brave or foolish enough to claim it. We, feeling invincible, eagerly followed. The woods greeted us with a hushed silence, a stark contrast to the cacophony of the game. Here, the rules of man were muted by the whispers of nature and the crunch of leaves underfoot. Our laughter and jests cut through the quiet, a beacon of our intrusion. As we ventured deeper, guided by the dim light of our phones and the erratic glow of JJ's lighter, the woods seemed to close in around us. The trees, gnarled sentinels of time, watched in silent judgment as we made our way to a clearing known only to those who dared to stray from the path. Here, in this secluded haven, JJ declared our spot for the night. The whiskey made its rounds, each sip burning trails of warmth and recklessness through our veins. We were kings and queens of a forgotten realm, lords of the night and all its secrets. It was then, amidst our revelry, that she appeared. At first, a shadow among shadows, a figure too tall and too thin to be wholly human, yet there she stood at the edge of the clearing. Her presence was like a cold wind, snuffing out the warmth of our laughter and leaving a chill of unease in its wake. She spoke, her voice a whisper that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. "Why do you disturb my solitude?" The words, simple and direct, were laced with an undercurrent of something ancient and unyielding. We stood frozen, the whiskey forgotten, as she stepped into the light. Her eyes were pits of darkness, pools of night that seemed to swallow the meager light whole. Her hair flowed like ink, spilled across her shoulders, and her skin was the pallor of moonlight. JJ, ever the bravest or perhaps the most foolish among us, took a step forward. "We meant no harm," he began, his voice betraying a hint of the fear we all felt. "We were just celebrating." "Celebrating," she echoed, her voice a melody of curiosity and scorn. "By invading my domain, you awaken things best left undisturbed." Her warning went unheeded, lost in the sudden realization that the woods had grown unnaturally quiet. The usual chorus of nocturnal creatures was silent, as if holding its breath in anticipation. Panic, swift and merciless, took root. The woman, no longer just a curious apparition, represented a threat we couldn't understand. Our courage, fueled by youth and alcohol, evaporated in the face of this unknown. Without a word, JJ turned and fled, the rest of us close on his heels. The woods, once a place of adventure, had become a labyrinth of terror. Branches clawed at our faces, roots tripped our steps, and behind us, the sound of pursuit filled the night. The chase seemed endless, a nightmare from which we couldn't wake. The woman, or whatever she was always just a whisper away, her presence a palpable force driving us deeper into the darkness. Finally, the school lights pierced the night, a beacon of safety. We burst from the tree line, gasping for air, our bodies a testament to our flight through the thicket. But as we turned back, the edge of the woods was serene, untouched by the chaos of our escape. The next day, with the sun high and the world once again ruled by logic and light, we returned to the woods. The clearing was as we remembered, but of the tall woman, there was no sign. Had it been a collective hallucination, fueled by alcohol and the thrill of the night? Yet, as we turned to leave, a chill ran down my spine. There, carved into the trunk of the oldest tree at the edge of the clearing, were words that hadn't been there the night before. "Beware the solitude of the woods, for it is not yours to disturb." We never spoke of that night again, But something had shifted. The woods, once a refuge from the constraints of our everyday lives, now held a menace that lurked in the shadows. JJ, the unshakable, had lost his edge, his laughter no longer as quick or as carefree. As for me, the woods call to me in my dreams, a siren song of shadows and whispers. I see her there, at the edge of my consciousness, waiting. And I wonder, what did we awaken in the heart of the woods? What ancient, slumbering darkness did our folly disturb? Our tale, a testament to the folly of youth and the unseen forces that surround us, serves as a warning. For there are things in this world beyond our understanding, guardians of the old ways who watch and wait. And sometimes, in our arrogance, we cross paths with these beings, inviting consequences too terrifying to comprehend. So let this story be a reminder. Respect the solitude of the wilds, for not all who wander are lost, and not all who are lost want to be found.